Guyana has seen a decline in tuberculosis infections, but the progressive increase of multi-drug resistant TB continues to emerge and at a costly rate. This imposes a new challenge in eradicating tuberculosis, not only in Guyana, but the rest of the world. That's according to PAHO WHO representative in Guyana, Dr. William Adukro.
It takes more money to go to the second-line drugs because then second-line drugs are more expensive. So that's one. And two, the fact that you have a resistant strain, it takes more effort to treat that one. And the fact that it's treatable means if you find it early, you can solve it and lead a profitable, viable life. And that's the way to go. Once you are found out, also make sure that you continue your medication.
Dr. Adukro explained that when TB patients do not take their medication, they can also easily become resistant, and when these patients do eventually decide to take the prescribed medications, the drugs do not work. According to Dr. Adukro, a study conducted in Australia focusing on the Pacific Rim revealed the exorbitant monies that have to be spent to treat persons with resistant strains.
They determined that when someone has a case of TB, that is not resistant, it costs about $300 US to treat that person. When the person has resistant strain, it costs $30,000 to treat that person. You can imagine when the same person has what we call extra resistant strain, because there are three different strains. The one without any resistance, the resistant, and then the extra resistant. So I think TB, we need to have it under control before we get to limits that we cannot afford to have.
For persons out there, a little bit about TB in the sense of it being contagious. Is it contagious? Is it hereditary? How can it be contracted? What prevention methods are there?
It is contagious, as we know, we teach our children when you cough, cover your mouth. Because apart from TB, you can be transmitting anything that goes through the droplets, and TB is one of them, and therefore we have to make sure that we control that.
He noted that in Guyana, the mortality rate has been slightly reduced in the past few years, but the country is still years behind the global agenda of ending TB by 2030. Dr. Adukro noted that a progressive increase of multi-drug resistant TB has been emerging from 2015, 2016 and 2017 with 5, 10 and 15 cases, and this itself imposes a new challenge.
It's a question of they're out there. We have to test them to find them. Now we have the GeneSpec machine that we're able to use to test for the resistance, and I have a feeling that we're going to pick up more. So my word to everybody is when you have a protracted cough, 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks, that is not getting better, please seek care so that we can find out whether it's a troubling cough or it's a common cold.
According to the WHO, tuberculosis is the 9th leading cause of death worldwide and the leading cause from a single infectious agent, ranking above HIV/AIDS. In 2016, there were an estimated 1.3 million tuberculosis deaths among HIV-negative people and an additional 374,000 deaths among HIV-positive people. Reporting for HGP Nightly News, I am Kristen Macklingham.